It's time to finally talk about my first time at AkaiCon or AkaiCon 2025. I can never say that word, even though it's only 4 letters. Anyway, this was a one-day only thing because of a terrible planning on my part. But I still had fun, and my mom was with me. We went to 3 panels. Just to be clear, there were other panels I wanted to go to, but didn't have the time. On the bright side, all of the panels we went to were at the same places. However, it was outside. It's a pretty big area, and they were using all of the buildings that were there. Clearly, we spent too much time at my sister's house beforehand, so we got a little late, but hey, we got there. So always try to be there early, especially if you don't know where you're going, like me. The first panel was called Behind the Mic, the voice acting stuff no one talks about. It's pretty self-explanatory, and just a heads up, just like my other anime convention videos, link in the description box below, I'll put the full versions of panel videos on my Patreon. But anyway, here's a sneak peek.
Around him in a random guest bedroom he has, and it works incredible. I was going to try to get a clip of his voice for you guys to hear today. However, that didn't end up working out. He's been very busy in life. But start simple. Make it out of some scraps, especially if you cosplay. You got fabric scraps everywhere. And you can still sound pretty professional without spending thousands. I do recommend whatever budget or whatever money you do get from voice acting, if you don't need it currently, try put it in a savings account to fund your voice acting career. Use programs to support other artists in the industry. There's no resume or demo needed, however they do have a place you can put that. Just start submitting. I used to send in like 10 auditions a day. Most of them came back no, but sometimes you get 1 out of the 10. And it's typically pretty simple. They give you a script, and then you just go at it. You also, all of your auditions are public if you choose to be, and other people can use those to get a voice sample from you. There's also X, formerly Twitter, or Blue Sky. You can follow other voice actors for tips. Indie studios, casting directors. You can search the hashtag list. I have a bunch mentioned. And you can engage with the community to make connections soon. But they have a lot of indie projects that don't want to invest in putting their project on some site. They just post the script and have you send it through Gmail or Google, and it just gets really simple. It's really easy. It looks a lot harder than it is, but you get more detailed scripts and you get more one-on-one connection with the person you're auditioning with. There's also the Voice Acting Club. It is a Discord server I highly recommend joining. Just follow the script, please. When you are auditioning, they do not want to hear your version of the line. They don't want to hear your version of the character that isn't explicitly stated. They don't want any alternate voices. They want what they have asked for. So make sure you are clearly reading the lines that they gave, even if there's a grammar error. I know, it gets hard. You can always make a version with the grammar error and without, but whatever is written, that is what they want. It might be a grammar error for a reason. They will note any special instructions like pace, emotion, and style, and make sure you are listening to those clearly.
Anyway, after that, we went to the Artist Alley. My mom missed it the first time around, so we had to go this time. Plus, I got to meet Caitlin Glass, voice actor of Haruhi from Ouran High School Host Club, and many others. I got my first signed print as well, and a selfie with her. Anyway, here's a montage of what I saw at Artist Alley.
that I want. Me have the spell like them in a trance. I'm poolside from me hat like a magician. Tell you the truth, we not gonna tell you no lie. Bye 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 bye. Bye 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 bye. Listen, my sound kill that the high five. Bye 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 bye. Bye 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 bye.
Yeah. Next panel is called Ship It or Yeet It. Just in case you don't know what shipping is, it's when you want two characters to get together, and doesn't matter if they're canon or not. If they share even one moment together, then we ship it. We got male and male, or female and female. The sky's the limit. This was a very simple panel since they displayed different couples and see different reactions from the audience. There were cheers and there were boos. Everybody has a preference. I definitely cheered for all of the fairy tale couples. After their slideshow was over, they opened the floor to the audience to see if there was any couples that we missed. This was my first time speaking up in a panel. Here it is.
Wario and Kurapika from Hunter x Hunter. Actually canon, so not really, but in my heart.
Personally, I ship this character with 3 other ones, but the main one, you and Mika from Zerif of the End.
Who said that?
Me. I didn't take a lot of pictures of cosplayers, but I did take one picture of the panelists of this panel because they looked amazing. And I love Windbreaker, as you can see with my shirt. Bufferin, look at the trio right here, yay! Anyway, the last panel of the day was why vampire animes are the best animes.
Okay, this is kind of cool. Also, there's 2 series. There's Hellsing, then there's Hellsing Ultimate. Hellsing is again like that kind of, if you really like that like late to early 90s kind of anime, kind of like the original Trigun, like that. The original Hellsing is a lot like that, and it's a lot shorter, and like all those episodes are much more episodic. Like they're really like just like their own thing. I think it's like split between like, I think it's a 12 episode one, but it's kind of like 2 arcs, like one arc 6 and the other 6. This one's 10 episodes, but the episodes are long. They're not just like your typical 23-minute episode. They go to more of like the 40-minute, maybe 45-minute episode. And also like it's amazing. Like if you like just an anime that looks like you love the action and you love like the choreography and stuff, this is the one that you should go for. Alright, here's Alucard. Like I said, super OP.
I'm pretty sure I've mentioned that if there's a vampire anime out there, I will probably watch it. Very, very high chance that I watched it. I watched all the anime they went over in the slideshow in that panel, but somehow they missed 2 anime that exist. Vampire anime. And of course, I brought that up after they were done. So, and that was Vampire Dormitory and Visual Prison. I've done videos on those, so make sure you check it out in the description box below as well. This panel was a great way to end the day, because I had so much fun. It ended up being only 4 people who stayed to the very end. But it didn't matter, because it was all good vibes. I regret not getting a picture with them to commemorate this moment, this panel, the good times we had. Unfortunately, I had to go to work the next day, and it was already late. Now let's talk about the stuff I missed out on the gaming hall. Ugh. It had its own building, all for the games, video games. But there was the only one thing that I really wanted to do in that gaming hall, and that was DDR, also known as Dance Dance Revolution. Because I had Dance Dance Revolution on the Xbox, the original Xbox, with the little dance pad. Oh, what good times. I really want to play that again. But it's fine. I will do it next time. I'm doing it. Lastly, let's talk about the panels I missed out on. On Friday, there was also, do you really know anime? Do you know your anime? Like, I don't know, I could predict that maybe they show us maybe screenshots of, or maybe clips. It could be anime, or maybe it's animation. Who knows? Who knows what that could have been? That could have been fun. There's also From Sailor Scouts to Witches. What makes a magical anime, I think. Maybe I didn't finish. I don't know. But that, I don't know what that could have been. Also, tell me all your thoughts. What do you think these panels could have been? Your predictions. And then we're moving on, because I really don't know. Scouts to Switches. I have to look at the title again. I don't know. But it sounded interesting. That's all I know. Saturday, missed out on, wait, that's an anime? Oh, but now, that goes back to my other one. Do you really know your anime? Those are so curious. We also have, Evil by Design, The Look of Villainy. But that was also at the same time as Otome Game Madness. Because Otome games. Because there's always hot men in there. I love those. I have to play more often. Because I only have one. Can you believe it? I need to get more. They're on my list of, list to get. I just haven't got the money to get it right now. But anyway, there's also voiceover panel, test your mic. That could have been really fun. Maybe they would have us go up there or I don't know where it would be exactly. Maybe we try to do our own little voice acting session. Test your mic. RPGs you haven't played. That. And just in case you don't know, RPG stands for role-playing game. Classics, alright. And we have, lastly for Saturday. Saturday was booked with all kinds of stuff. Fighting Evil by Moonlight. A Sailor Moon trivia contest. But anyway, I think I could dominate that. Because I've seen the original Sailor Moon back in the 90s. And I've watched the Sailor Moon updated Crystal and their, other, series. And I need to get this other video out. Because if you've seen more stuff in the description box below of how I compared the Sailor Moon and Sailor Moon Crystal, check it out. Just check it out in the description box below. Just be on the lookout for the Sailor Moon Cosmos when I compare that with Sailor Moon Stars. Okay? Or Sailor Stars, I think. You know what I'm talking about. Season 5. Anyway, and lastly, let's talk about Sunday. There's only 2 panels that I really want to go to. Voice actor Q&A with Caitlin Glass, Derek Snow, and Sean Chiplock. Because I was thinking they didn't have any voice actor panels. But until it was on Sunday. Because with the other one that I went to, the Anime BluesCon, there's a voice actor panel every day. So this was different for me. So they just put them all together. All right. And then we had Haikyuu fan panel. Probably just a fangirl or just talk about Haikyuu. Simple. I love Haikyuu. And the last movie is coming out, I don't know when, but soon. And then it'll be over. Haikyuu will be over. It's so sad. But for next year at AkaiCon 2026, I will be prepared. Because I didn't expect this convention to have so many panels, so I don't miss out next time. I've already bought my tickets. Because there was like a promotion for at least I don't know, buy two, whatever. The point is, I got a good price on 2 tickets. And I'm doing it for the whole weekend. It was a 3-day badge. That's what they said. So I'm trusting it. And it said Friday through Sunday on the ticket. So, well, I guess we have to see next year if I didn't waste my money. Because I was buying for the 3-day badge. Or 3-day weekend. But anyway, I had fun. Bottom line, we've lived and we learned things. Planning's always good to plan ahead, you know, if you want to enjoy the whole thing and the experience. So, comment down below, tell me your thoughts. Maybe you were there. I just didn't know that. And your favorite panels, all the things, anything really. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so there's any of my videos in the future. I'm Michaela. I'll see you later. Bye.